It's so good.
Huh.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
On tacos, on
Shredded
and
chi-
salads,
it
like
is.
anything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. I made some great chicken thighs last night, man. That
love
I'm
You've
on
been
to that.
cooking this
That
week.
cast iron skillet, man. Oh, a little olive oil and some spicy stuff.
And then you put it in the
Bam.
oven.
Put it in the oven along with the bread. That sourdough bread, you get at Publix,
Oh, yeah.
throw it in there for 10 minutes. That with butter. Oh, it's so unbelievable.
I'm surprised you eat bread.
Sourdough makes me feel good. Doesn't hurt
Okay.
me. Yeah.
Right.
For some reason. I don't know why, but it's outstanding.
And you made good ribs the other day, too.
I know.
Made some ribs. Yeah. That was more Christina than me, but yep. I helped out a little bit. Yeah.
You
yes.
grilled them, and that's part of it.
Hey, sure. I threw them in the little,
foil and
tin
then
foil and all that.
Put them on the grill.
Put 'em on the
You grilled.
I lit up the grill and make sure it was all clean.
Yeah, that's
Do you have a
part of
gas
it.
or you have a charcoal?
Gas.
Gas.
Yeah.
We do
I
not
know some
own a
people
gas
are
grill.
very like one or the other, and it's kind of.
Yeah.
I know Josie's very adamant. He has his gas grill, loves his gas grill. That's what. And I know other people that won't cook
Yeah.
on a gas grill.
No, and it's not from the house. That freaks me out. Like I'm not that. So I have the, the tank next to the what do they call it? Propane?
Propane.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
propane. Yeah, next
Yeah,
to
yeah.
The thing. So I do that. But it's look, fire's scary. You gotta be careful of that
I know.
fire. And chicken's tough on the grill.
Yeah.
Chicken breast especially can be tough on the grill.
Yeah, I don't love a lot of chicken breast. I'm much
Yeah.
more chicken thigh. Chicken
Oh,
thigh.
me too,
Yeah.
man. That
me too.
fat on that. That's
But yeah,
so
Brian
good.
has, in the time I've known
Let's
him,
just
which
talk
is
food today.
I know.
Let's talk
11
food
years
stuff.
now, which is crazy.
Getting
but-
Anton on.
Yeah, exactly. Tons takes. He's never had a gas grill, always charcoal.
Yeah.
But there are times I'm sure that it would be nice to have a gas grill as an option, just for quicker.
A little quicker.
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
And
Does that
also
take
if
as long
you-
to heat up and get going?
Yeah.
But
Does he
vice
have an egg?
versa too.
If you don't have charcoal, he just has a Weber.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Vice
big-
versa though too, right? Like if you have the gas, you're like, once in a while it'd be
Yeah.
cool to cook on a charcoal.
Right.
If you had
Which
the
now
time to
people
do it.
have, whether it's Traeger or another brand, but they've
Yep.
got those ones that you can control from your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So you can
geez.
literally go on the boat and
Yeah.
make sure that your meat is the right temperature
Cooking
from your
right.
phone.
Pretty
No
soon it's
kidding.
going to have
Wow.
like flipper where you can flip your meat for you.
That's called a rotisserie.
The
They
meat
have
itself
that.
will flip. There'll be something
Yeah,
in
that
there.
is a rotisserie.
That's when I might stop eating meat if
Yeah,
it's
no
flipping
doubt,
over.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, my dad has the
doubt.
ability to control his
That's
Traeger
crazy.
with his
But it's
phone.
cool.
Wow, that
Yeah.
is
I mean,
cool,
we have
yeah.
that obligation when it comes to like even apartment buildings now will have you can control your lights and thermostat. I know houses will, but
Yeah.
even now apartments have upgraded to that where you can control everything
Yeah.
from your phone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
recently had to get a new AC, and
Yeah.
now we have the Wi-Fi thermostat,
Mhm.
which is amazing. That like if I forgot to turn the air up before I leave, I can
Yeah.
do it from work. Like,
Yeah.
that blows my mind.
Yeah, it is really cool though.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna save some money on this
Yeah.
energy bill.
I'm still
I
like,
honestly
for
do it
the
from
record,
bed.
like I'm more like I gotta touch. Like I don't like go on Amazon and like order clothes or I gotta go touch
Didn't
it.
you just order
try to-
your red, white, and blue
Yeah.
shirts
Well,
from
that,
Amazon?
that's just tank tops, but like
Then you
jeans
cut
or
it open,
something,
cut the shirt.
shoes. Like I gotta go. I don't
Yeah.
have time. I don't want to like go and return it.
Right.
I gotta,
I'm like that too.
I need to touch it, feel it, and see it. And I'm quick. I'm a quick shopper. Like, I'm in and out. Like if I don't see something, forget it. I'm not wasting my time. Now I have learned to go through twice because you see it from a different angle. Maybe
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Go down one way, come back the other. Maybe do it another time, and
Yeah.
then I'm out. Pretty quick.
I'm honestly like that too.
Efficient.
When it comes to clothes and shoes, I like to try on and see and feel, and I like that part
Yeah.
of it. But other things, like I'll get other things online. But even grocery shopping, a lot of people do all their grocery shopping online.
Yep.
I also like to be in the store. Number one, because I like all the
Same.
BOGOs, so you see the BOGOs and you're
Yep.
grabbing all of that.
Yep.
But I do like it gives me ideas as I'm walking through, like, oh, that'd be a good dinner, or this is on sale, and I wouldn't have thought of normally getting that. And it's a little more, for me at least, more difficult to see some of those sales and stuff, or really
Yeah.
shop that
I'm
way.
the
for
same.
me.
You know how I feel about shopping, grocery shopping. That music,
Oh yeah,
my list,
that's therapy for you.
saying hi to people. I see Tom behind the seafood counter. Hey, Tom. He goes, hey, T. I'm like, how you doing? I'm doing great. All right. That's it. Real quick. Quick hellos.
I'm with you. I like to be in the store too.
Yeah.
But I do have, like, for instance, the Publix app. So every Thursday morning, I'll
get the
scan
BOGO.
through and see what BOGOs
The
I
sales
need.
are.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk some Jaguars football, I promise. Brian Thomas Jr. was amongst others
Yeah.
receiving votes, or also receiving
Yep.
votes in the ESPN executives, coaches, and scouts ranking. I was honestly surprised that his name made it, just because last year obviously wasn't nearly as good as his rookie year.
Yeah. Look, I've read how they did it. Everyone gets to write in their own top 10, whichever executive or your
Yep.
coach or
And then
scout.
someone puts the
And
guy
then they
together.
collaborated together and then they figure out who, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
Jeremy Fowler does that.
I think it's I don't. It just to me. It once again. I don't know what the criteria is other than I know why they gave him votes because they see what he can be. What they think he's going to be, not what he did last year.
Yeah.
That can't even be factored in. I wouldn't think. You know what I mean? Like because if you went by just because remember we were talking about it earlier in the week. Is it just from last year? Like is it multiple? What is it? I don't think it's clearly defined. But basically, it's saying like, hey, here's our top guys, and he's one of our top guys, even though he's on the lower end of
We'll
it.
come top 25.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's on the lower end of it for now, probably because of the bad year or the disappointing year. But we believe he's still one of the best because of what? His size, his speed, getting down the field. He can make plays. Hopefully, can hold on to the ball.
His
that
name
kind of
was
stuff.
everywhere when it came to the OTAs, if these people were paying a lick of
Any
attention
attention,
to
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And so I do
But the deep
wonder,
ball was working again, and that's
Yeah,
what people
yeah,
want to
sure.
see with him.
Yeah, so I wonder if that kind of helped him
I'm sure.
stay top of mind maybe a little bit.
Yeah, and I do think part of it too, people are expecting, I think, this offense, because of Liam Cohen, because of the step up that Trevor made last year, because of some of the pieces that have kind of settled in together, and now they have another full offseason altogether. I think people are expecting this offense to be high scoring like we saw, especially down that final stretch. And because of that, you did see Brian Thomas Jr. start to stretch the field a little bit more and then go deep later in the year than you did early. So if you're taking that glimpse and then his rookie season, people are looking, like this guy can be a legitimate weapon. And how do you cover all of the weapons also? So that may benefit him in some sense. And so I was maybe a little shocked just because I think last year when you were one of the receivers with the most drops in the league and you just really felt like timing was off between him and Trevor for the majority of the season, that I'm surprised they didn't honestly knock him a little bit more. But I do think that's good. That means people paid attention to the year before and probably the glimpses of last year when it started to work.
Yeah, and it's probably who's the most talented, right? So you go through the list, and of course you're going to have Chase, and you're going to have those guys up top.
Guys,
all those
there
guys.
are so many good receivers in the league.
That's why I was
Oh
going
my
through the
gosh,
10.
yeah,
I'm like, all 10 of those deserve to be on there. One of the things that popped out to me, though, when it comes to, because obviously if you look at the list, it goes number 1, Jamar Chase, and number 2, Justin Jefferson. And those two, I think, for the last several years have been that battle back and forth of who's 1 and 2. And then now JSN and Puka Nacua are those other two where it's that battle of who do you want, Puka or JSN. So those 4, I think, are easily the best 4 receivers in the NFL. But when it comes to Justin Jefferson, when you get to his, so the highest ranking is number 1. Somebody had him 5. I'm like, what 4 wide receivers in the NFL are better than Justin Jefferson right now?
Yeah, no, exactly. And look, you look again, you go down the list a little. CD Lamb, like he didn't have his best year last year. Still had 1,000 yards, which is crazy. Almost
that's
1,100.
a bad year. You get 1,000.
Yeah, that's why he's number 6. But that's what they're thinking. They're like, well, talent-wise, yeah, he's one of the best. Of course, had maybe not as good a year as he normally has, but he's that good of a player.
Yeah.
Amon St. Brown, like he's unbelievable. That guy. Yeah, sorry.
No, yeah.
He's incredible in that
so good.
offense,
He's
especially.
so
He would be, I feel like, if this regime was around when he was entering the draft, I feel
somebody
like
they'd want.
For
sure.
Amon-Ra St. Brown is a guy that would 100% fit their culture and fit what they need on the field too.
Big time.
Yeah.
But
The style he plays too, because he has that finesse side of him, but he's also super physical, and that's like the perfect combination of what Liam Cohen and the regime here like, which I think is interesting. But you look at Dallas, that we're seeing a lot of hype on when it comes to Dak Prescott this offseason. You have 2 receivers, CD and George Pickens, are back to back on this list on 6 and 7. So you have 2 of the top 10 wide receivers ideally, and you're talking about all the hype that Dak's getting. You better watch this offense better, as in the Dallas Cowboys, score a lot of points this year if you have all of those weapons.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Mike Evans not being in the top 10 is ridiculous. I understand he was injured for a portion of last season, but again, it's not based off of just last season, clearly.
Yeah.
So one of the top 10 receivers in the league is Mike Evans. Who would I take out in order to get him in there?
Devontae, maybe?
Yeah, probably Devontae. Nico Collins at 8. Nico Collins is really, really good. And Mike Evans obviously is at the back end of his career. But I still, for many, many years, I would have taken Mike Evans over a majority of the guys on our list, except those top ones.
Look, Pickens had a monster year last year, right? And but talent-wise, you're like, yeah, this guy, look at him, what he did when he gets with the right people and with Dak, and can he do it again?
Yeah.
I think he's a little high, but he's still a top guy. You'd love to have him on your team, and it feels like he's finally found a home that's fitting for him and them for it's like a nice relationship
Yeah.
together, and he thrived last year. So it is partially what they did. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like
they use bits and pieces of each one.
Yeah, I do think they should have explained the criteria a little bit more in depth, but either way. But yeah, what it goes to show you is in the AFC South, the team that has the most players in the top 10 is clearly the Texans. It's not the Jags.
Well, and that's what I've said on this show before. Nico Collins is one of my favorite receivers in the league.
Yeah.
He's so good. Some of the numbers that they drop in this, around 25% of Collins' catches went for 20 yards or more last season. His 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons tie the longest streak in franchise history. And then they say, like Pickens, Collins is a true outside receiver who stretches the field, averaging 15 yards per reception over his 5-year career, and his drop rate is only 1.7%. 2 drops on 119 targets. That's the type of wide receiver you want on your team.
And that's what BT could
be, yeah.
And Jacoby Myers being here allows him to have that opportunity because he can stay outside and be that outside receiver. Not that he won't come in on digs and slants and things like that, but he won't have to contest so much inside. You let Jacoby and you let P-Wash handle that.
Yeah, which when we did our predictions, we came up with like around 900 yards for Brian Thomas Jr.
Yep.
The closer we get to training camp, especially if he performs the way he did through OTAs and the mandatory minicamp, I'm going to be like, we went way too low on Brian Thomas Jr.
We may. And look, however they put it together, it's great. But I don't know how you go back to like his rookie year, the 82 and 1,300 yards and whatever touchdowns. Touchdowns
10,
I can see go up. Yeah, 10. Yeah. 10. I can see the touchdown. Obviously, last year was only 2, so he's got to get that up.
Yep.
But, as far as targets, I mean, again, you have so many options that it will give you flexibility to go with the hot, whatever it is, hot with the quarterback and the receiver or the run game or both, the tight end. You know what I mean? So will he always be hot? I know he's going to be utilized to make sure that safety's kept honest, and he has to.
Yeah.
And that'll be great. But how many times will they? They're trying in camp.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going downtown a lot. We'd love to see more of it. So
we had about 60 for 900, which would be the second most targets on the team if it's how we ended up breaking it down.
And that's 15 a catch.
Yeah, at 15
right.
per.
Same with
But
Nico.
if, for instance, he got 70 yards per game, which isn't asking him to be a top 10 receiver, that's 11, almost 1,200 yards.
Yeah.
So
at that 15 a pop.
Yeah. So I mean, it's
got to average that though.
Right. Got to average 70 yards per game. Absolutely. All right. More Jaguars to discuss. Tony Baselli was on with XL Primetime earlier, so we'll certainly let you hear from him as well. You're listening to Helmets and Heels 1010 XL 92.5 FM.
Here's another classic Florida Gator moment.
Snap is perfect. Tebow uses that 6'3" frame to struggle for the first down.
I'm like, wow, this is pretty freaking fun. Tim Tebow jumps up and saves first down.
1010 XL, home of the Florida Gators.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Hey, Tom McManus here for the Armstrong Fence Company, a locally owned First Coast business for nearly 20 years. Hey, hurricane season is here, so don't wait for that first storm warning. Your fence is your first line of defense. Loose boards, weak posts, or damage can turn into big problems in those high winds. Armstrong Fence Company handles repairs and builds from stadiums to your own backyard. Get a pre-storm fence check today. Call Armstrong Fence Company or search online. Armstrong Fence Company. Yeah, we did the fence.
Some auto shops love giving your wallet a flush every time you visit. Not AA Automotive. They fix only what needs fixing, nothing more. Honest, fast, and fair. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street. Boring name, awesome service, and no wallet flush.
World Cup soccer means every goal, every save, and every minute matters more. I'm JJ LaSelva from The Frangie Show. Join me on the 1010XL Soccer Show podcast with analysis of Team USA and all the drama from the FIFA World Cup, squared up by Twin Peaks.
ET here for Encore Research, and this summer, discover the power of research. Clinical studies are helping researchers find better ways to prevent, diagnose, and treat disease. And community members like you make it all possible. Your participation could help drive the next generation of healthcare discoveries. Find out how you can make a difference at EncoreDocs.com. Research moves forward because of volunteers like you. Let's build a healthier Jacksonville together.
Want to stretch that dollar? Taylor Doll here to help save you money with the Money Pages magazine and app. Trying to figure out dinner? Money Pages has deals at your favorite local restaurants. Need auto repairs or an oil change? Money Pages has coupons to help you save. Looking to do some home improvement projects? Money Pages has deals on everything home, from AC repair and plumbing to flooring and painting. Check your mailbox for Money Pages today and download the app for savings on the go.
Jacksonville, get ready to wake up your American idiot. The Jacksonville Rock Orchestra brings the explosive music of Green Day with a live symphony to the Florida Theater July 18th. It's Green Day like you've never heard before, performed by an all-star rock band and symphony orchestra. One night only, July 18th at Florida Theater. Get your tickets now at floridatheater.com.
That shot finds the back of the net, and Sporting Jacks has opened things up.
After a successful debut season, the Sporting Jacks women's team is set to kick off the 2026 season on August 22nd with a home opener against the Tampa Bay Sun. Season tickets are available from as low as $70 for the season. Be there at Hodges Stadium as the women seek to return to the playoffs. For tickets, call 904-863-KICK or go to sportingjacks.com. Come be a part of pro soccer in Jacksonville with Sporting Jack.
Looking for an exciting, fun-filled evening the whole group can enjoy? Discover the thrill of indoor football. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and full of family fun. Get out of the heat and into the arena and enjoy Hawaiian night with the Sharks as they battle the Iowa Barnstormers. Saturday, July 18th. Kickoff at 7 and tickets start at just $15. Grab your flip-flops and favorite Hawaiian shirt and check out the amazing fire dancers at halftime. Bringing the whole crew? Try family packs. Get 4 tickets and $50 in food or merchandise vouchers, all for only $100. Go on the field after the game for the free autograph session sponsored by Flight Adventure Park. Get tickets or find out more at jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. 904-621-0700. Sharks football, where memories are made.
Go Sharks!
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Taylor Doll, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. We were just talking wide receivers. Quarterbacks obviously play a huge role into that. Maybe that's why Justin Jefferson, somebody ranked him 5th instead of 1 or 2 in the ESPN rankings. But Taylor, you mentioned yesterday, we were talking about our 1-year anniversary with Tom joining the show. And you said that our first show, we started talking about Trevor Lawrence because, of course, back then, a year ago,
it was a big conversation.
He was a polarizing figure almost in town, which was kind of crazy in the sense that people severely disliked him. Yeah. Vehemently disliked him, and now it feels like there's a little bit less of that. But you said that we were saying he had to hit certain milestones.
Yeah, it was interesting because I went back when I was like, oh, it's been a year. Let me see what the first thing we talked about as a show together. And you had joined us that Friday before, and we did a couple segments of like Tommy's going to be joining us next week, and we talked a little bit. So I didn't include that. But our whole first segment was about Trevor Lawrence, and in it we were going on about saying the same thing. You're like, he's kind of polarizing right now, and this is the year you almost need to figure out what you have in Trevor. And if somebody's going to do it, it's Liam Cohen. So like the conversation was kind of around those things. But there was a few things that stuck out. Number one, we were talking a ton about Brian Thomas Jr. and how much this offense was going to run through BT and how if
that's what Liam told us.
So a lot of the conversation was that. I don't think we said Parker Washington's name the entire time, which, in that time, knew he'd be a part, but we had no idea Parker was going to be what Parker was going to be. You obviously didn't know you were going to trade for Jacoby Myers and, that kind of thing. But
by the way, if Parker's deal is going to get done before training camp, time is ticking.
Yeah.
Clock is ticking.
For sure is. But one of the things we did talk about was using his legs more. And Tommy, you and I were like, we really want to see him start using his legs more. Lauren's like, I do, but I'm scared. It scares me when Trevor takes off and run. You don't want him to get hurt, which especially coming off the previous 2 seasons when
Right.
you saw multiple injuries.
Especially his head almost
Yeah,
being
the head.
decapitated.
Yeah. And so we were talking about that, but just being able to see him run more. And we mentioned a stat with Liam and Baker. You said with the year before, Baker Mayfield only had like 100 and something rushing yards. And then with Liam Cohen, it went up to almost 400 rushing yards. And then like 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns or something like that. That's one of the things we saw last year from Trevor Lawrence, the rushing touchdowns, the rushing yards being more just like intentional when it comes to running the ball with Trevor, when previous years it almost was just like, oh no, nothing's working, run and try and figure something out. And he would sometimes, and other times it wasn't. So that was one of the things. And that obviously got a lot better. We were talking about the deep ball a lot, which Brian Thomas was obviously a part of that. And that's something we didn't really see a ton until a little bit later in the season. And we have all kind of agreed we expect that to be something quicker this year that we see right away. So it was just interesting because there were several things that we were like, we really need to see this from Trevor Lawrence. We talked about the timing a ton in that segment too, which we talked about throughout the year last year, but that first 8, 9, 10 weeks, we were like, all right, some of the, you want this timing to kind of settle in a little bit. And we talked about him getting the ball out quicker, which we did see that a lot this year. So it was kind of cool to go back and be like, we were kind of, here's a format of how Trevor Lawrence can improve and have a really good season, and the work that Liam Cohen has to, some of the things that he has to help him improve on. And almost every single one, I think, did improve this last year. Outside of, I'd say you do want to see that deep like being able to stretch the field a little bit more early on and consistently. And you want Trevor consistent. You want that in the beginning, from start to finish this year, seeing some of those things. But it was fun to kind of go back and look at that and hear how we were talking about Trevor and where we were last year at the point of being like, I don't know, like he's really has this long list of things to kind of figure out in this. And then now all of a sudden we're like, okay, well, here's 7 things that we listed that needed to get better. And you checked off 5 of the 7. And then now you're just in year 2 of this offense.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, take it a year back, what would you say about Trevor? He would look unbelievable at times, make some throws that only a few guys make.
Yeah.
He'd be just incredible all around. And then there'd be times where you'd be like, man, how does he miss that guy? Or how does he not see that guy? Or how does he not know the clock's at where it's at and get him out of bounds or get, you know what I mean? Just different things. And you're like, it's year 4. Like these things are supposed to happen. And then you fast forward to through the year, you saw how it did get better. It took a little bit.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he came ripping and running right off the bat, but he was playing well and at times too, where you're like, okay. Like the Chiefs game was humble. He had a fantastic game, running, throwing, everything, knowing all of it. I mean, very aware of everything. And then there are other games where you're like, man, what's going on? But when he hit that, midway through the season and it really started clicking, that's when you're like, okay, now you can see how it's coming together. Back when he was polarizing, I remember talking about it, and I remember saying, look, you're on there's a group of people that think he's the worst, and a group of people think that he's the greatest. I was like, you're both wrong.
Yeah.
He's somewhere in between. And by the way, the last 8 games were towards the latter. And the first 8 games were kind of in the middle. He was just A-okay, even though they were what? They were winning. They were 7-4, and we're like, well, he's still not really playing that great. Look, you could look at the drops. Obviously, that played a part of it. And I'll go 50-50 on that. I think sometimes it is the QB, and sometimes it's the receiver. There's no doubt about that. But that even got better. Everything we talked about it throughout the week, like all that stuff got better. Throwing it on time, not waiting till they're open. Remember his bad habits? That throw off the back foot would drive me crazy, and he wouldn't step into it. It'd come from the side, and you're like, Trev, like you gotta step. You gotta use your body to throw that football. The maneuver to the left.
Yeah.
The turn my back, the lack of ball security. I get it. You're trying to make a play. I'll never fault anybody for trying that, but the ball's hanging out there, it gets knocked down, and you fumbling it, those types of things. That's why when he picked up the fumble against Kansas City, we're like, oh my God, the baby giraffe.
We're like,
that was the best. He looked like a baby giraffe trying to get up and get going, and then he gets in. So, so what that's look. I know the people that say, oh, he's the greatest. They're like, see, we told you. But he didn't show that consistently enough. And now what's needs to happen is he's got to start off ripping and running. Like I don't care about the yards and the touchdowns.
Yeah.
I just mean running this offense and getting it going and taking off and running, hitting the deep shots when they're called upon, and getting the offense in the right spot, audibling the right, knowing the pre-check, knowing of these penalties. You might have a few early. We understand that can happen, but hitting that groove right off the bat. And I will tell you this, Taylor, because we've talked about this a lot. Get him comfortable with those out patterns to Brian Thomas Jr. We saw it during camp. We saw it during games. I mean, it was that's what drove me nuts. Like when the game's on the line, that's like one of his best throws. And it's almost a route that you cannot cover unless you absolutely jump. And you can't always do that. So to me, like those are the ones. Get him confident, get him comfortable, then take it deep, then do the crosses, then do those easy button. I want to see the play calling to have a little bit more of those easy button throws that Trevor. Look, the dig over the middle, it's beautiful. He throws it beautiful. You know, that 10-yard out, 12-yard out that nobody can cover. If you throw it to the outside, nobody can get to that football if he throws it in the right spot.
Yeah.
And by the way,
they catch it.
He started doing it. He started doing it.
Yeah.
I don't think this time last year there was anyone that said he was the greatest. I think people defended him.
No, there were plenty of
Really?
people thought he was like unbelievable, and they thought he could do no wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was just more so like there were the group of people, and everything was everybody else's fault. Like the coach sucked and the line sucked and we couldn't run and the receivers drop and nothing's Trevor's fault.
Definitely people had to defend him. I guess to me, Tom, the louder voice was he's the absolute worst. Trade him, start anyone other than him, whether it's CJ Beathard or bring Gardner Minshew back. Like there was definitely that group of people.
And I do think that the last two off seasons, especially, clearly you attach a number, you attach a new contract to a quarterback, and all of a sudden, not only are you like, oh, well, this is the first overall pick, and he was supposed to be generational, and you're already you compare the quarterback because of that. Then you make him one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL, and then all of a sudden people are like, okay, then play like one of the highest paid quarterbacks. And the same thing we do with Josh Hines Allen and Trayvon right now. If you're getting paid as one of the top pass rushers, you need to be one of the top pass rushers. And I do think the last couple off seasons, people attached that to Trevor. And if Trevor plays like he did this last month, he deserves to be one of the highest paid NFL quarterbacks. You just, like you said, Tommy, you want to see that from the start.
Yeah, prove it like the whole year, man. You know, look, things are going to happen. You're not going to have the best games all the time. But when we look back in 2026, we could be like, man, Trevor was unbelievable. I mean, the whole year. And he's in the MVP race again, and maybe he wins it. Who knows? You know, depending on how the season goes and how he plays. So, yeah, look, a lot of expectations come with it. You know, I was in the camp. I wouldn't have given him a contract at year 4. I would have waited to see, but whatever. They got him at a bargain. Now everything's going up. You know, if you look at it that way, and now it kicks in this year. I would have paid him more, for the record, if he had the year. I wouldn't care. Like, I mean, what's you know, $10 million more a year, you know, for 5 years to these owners that are selling their things for $9 billion. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to see more proof. I wanted to see, I see the glimpses, I see the games, I see the throws, but I don't see it all across the board, all throughout the entire year. Last year was different. That's why people turn. And look, that's how it goes, doesn't it? Like you win, you lose, you play good, you don't play good, and when you don't play well, and the expectations are there, you're gonna hear it, especially at quarterback.
And that's
especially at that position.
When people talk about the loss to the Bills in the wild card, what's the first thing that usually comes up is Trevor threw 2 interceptions. Even though it's a team sport, and there were lots of other guys that messed up that
day.
The
defense let Josh Allen score every time he got the ball.
80% completion percentage.
He didn't lose that game.
I agree. So Trevor's cap hit for the 2026 season will be $24 million. Next season, $35 million. In 2028, $47 million.
Good.
And then in 29 and 2030, obviously at this point he could have a different contract.
So play like Stafford did this past year. In the
those
next
2
couple
years, his cap hit $78.5 million and $74.8 million. So again, they might redo the contract by then.
They backloaded that one a little bit.
Yeah, but
they did with
that's why-
Jacoby's too. I was looking.
Yeah. They tend to do that.
But yeah, we've got some odds for Trevor Lawrence for this season stats, so I'm going to get to that. But one other thing that Liam Cohen did, Taylor, that I remember we talked at length about was the running backs had 0 receiving touchdowns in the final year of Doug Peterson as the head coach before Liam Cohen came in. And we looked at the Bucs and we were like, these running backs have tons of receiving touchdowns.
Yeah.
And we were like, all right, the Jags
Irving had like 7 or something like that.
Yeah, and then I think Rashad White led the NFL was the stat that we had. He led the NFL with receiving touchdowns, and then Bucky Irving also had some. And so it was like Liam Cohen is definitely going to bring that to Jacksonville, and that he did. All right, so we'll keep talking. Trevor got Tom's takes. You are listening to Helmets and Heels, 1010 XL, and I need 2.5 FM.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, official dental partner of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here of Helmets and Heels. Are you looking for a remix on the original Chick-fil-A sandwich? The Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is back for a limited time only this summer. It's a flavorful spin on a familiar favorite created with a Chick-fil-A chicken, a drizzle of honey, pickled jalapenos, and a spread of savory pimento cheese. This sandwich combines your favorite flavors with a new twist and is available for just a limited time. So stop by and enjoy the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich at Chick-fil-A today.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
Homeowners running out of space in your kitchen, closets bursting at the seams, or maybe your bathroom just feels outdated and cluttered. At Harvest Construction and Remodeling, custom cabinets are what they do best. Owner Scott spent years as the main cabinet installer for one of the region's largest big box retailers. As a family man growing his own business, he brings that experience directly to homeowners like you. They'll create beautiful storage solutions that improve look, feel, and function. Visit harvestrenovations.com.
License number CRC 1331012.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron, totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
I've spent 20 plus years around scoreboards, and here's what they don't tell you. Every number up there is somebody's story. So when I heard a number last week, I had to sit with it. Hacker here, Paige from Awaken 180 told me their clients just lost 1 million pounds. 1 million. That stopped me cold because I know exactly what my 120 was worth. Moving better, feeling better, down from over 300. Now multiply that feeling. My 120 is stacked in there with somebody's first 10. Somebody's knee that finally quit barking. Somebody stepping on a scale this morning and pumping their fist in an empty bathroom thanks to Awaken 180. That's not a stat. That's a whole stadium's worth of hometown wins. The scoreboard's still running. A doable program, a plan built specifically for you, coaching that adjusts as you go, and free support for life. 1 million pounds down and counting. The next win should be yours. Awaken 180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a good way to roll into a Wednesday afternoon is right. Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. We've got some more World Cup coming up today at 3 o'clock, England v. Argentina. I've got some historical facts I'll give you guys about that game in just a little bit. But first, Tom's take.
Now, Tommy's Takes. Protected by Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com, or dial #law. That's all.
All right, my take on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon is more like I don't know, maybe a community service
PSA
message. Yeah, so I'm driving on JTB. You know, I got plenty of time, so I'm not really speeding, but, you know, I'm keeping up with traffic. And it's a little bit of traffic right near 295. And I don't want to give away the car make and model because I feel bad.
The license plate number?
No, I didn't catch that either. But you in the little green car, you went from like 4 lanes over on JTB to where the get off is for 295.
The exit.
4 or 5, and it's like you barely like fit. I thought you were going to cause this major. I was like, you know how I drive safe though, but I drive a little fast, and I was like, holy cow, like that was really way risky.
Like just cut across all 4 lanes.
Straight across for 4 or 5 lanes and just somehow fit right in, but traffic all around, people are it was unbelievable.
That's like a Fast and Furious movie.
It was unbelievable. So be careful out there, man. Come on. That's just ridiculous. I understand when you run late, you got to get there, and, you know, that things happen like that. And I know traffic's never a good excuse for being late because you should have left earlier. I understand that, but be careful out there, man. And I know, look, Morgan & Morgan, they're the largest personal injury law firm. They deal with crashes and all that, but don't be the one that creates the crash. All right. And that's my take. Brought to our good friends at forthepeople.com.
If your exit's coming up, maybe get on in the right lane.
I mean, like it was unreal. It was like it looked like a last second decision, but how do you go from like 5 lanes over to all the way, or 4 lanes over, all the way over? It was.
That's dangerous.
Whew.
Yeah,
no way you see every car either. And people are going 70, 75,
You're just
80.
going for it.
Yeah.
You're going for it and
I can't see, but hope I make it.
Yeah, sometimes it's okay to pass your exit and have to get off and
just loop back around.
That's right.
And sometimes you miss your turn and you just have to make a U-turn. That's okay.
That's
I'm with you. The people that are trying to force themselves, but they don't keep up with the pace of traffic. They'll just basically stop.
Yeah.
And it's like, you are an idiot. And again, you can make a U-turn.
That's right.
Sorry, there's a couple parts of Jacksonville, which the roads, they've added a lot of different exits and stuff, especially through downtown. It looks a lot different than it was. So I get sometimes it's a little confusing, but there's 2 different areas. It's like right where 95, when you get on 95 north, or you can go straight and it kind of takes you to like where Phillips is, so it has that split right there. That part, and then there's the section where it's
that's off of South Side, right? Is that what you're talking about? South Side Boulevard?
Yeah, right when you
By
get
the
on South Side over there.
almost?
Yeah.
Yep,
And so there's that area, and then there's another area if you're driving downtown, like 95 north to where it splits, and you can stay on 95 or you go on, or 95 south, I guess it is. You stay on 95 or you go I-10. And people will do that. They'll cut across all these lanes because they think they're missing the exit, but you can go either way, just to let people know.
That's right.
It shows you up there. Like if you miss the exit, it's not even an exit. It kind of just like veers off. But you can go 95 north. But if you miss that, and if you go straight and you stay on, it will take. You could still have another chance to get on I-10 or stay on 95. And I don't think people know that. So they'll just same thing. I saw it yesterday too, where he went across like 4 or 5, and it was just like straight across. I'm like, it's literally the same. If you would have gone straight, it would have take you to the same place.
Yeah, listen, I go home JTB every day from Belfort, and get Belfort on a JTB sometimes can be a little tricky. You know, and people don't let you in. You're like, I'm not racing you. Like,
same with getting on JTB East from South Side, because the people are coming on to South Side.
And you have a tiny bit of stretch to get up on there.
God forbid you got to get off at Gates at JTB right there.
Yes.
Man, we're covering it all today. Food, traffic.
This is traffic.
Come on.
From the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 904-641-1010. I'm going to run through several of these. The secret to chicken breast on the grill is to put it in the oven for half an hour, get it almost all the way cooked, then put it on the grill with your sauce. So
That's one way to do it. Yeah, sure.
And then the green egg is the bomb. I have the knockoff
Green
from
egg
Academy, and it's a quarter of the price of a green egg, and it's the same to me. Which it's just ceramic. That's the material that surrounds the charcoal. Is that all right? Talking about quarterbacks, one person says, I want to win because of Trevor, not just winning with Trevor. I feel like last year the Jaguars won because of Trevor, multiple games.
Towards the end,
It was,
for sure.
The
Yeah,
49ers
he
game,
took
the
over.
Chiefs game early in the season were still really good games from him. But definitely by the end of the season, he was cooking.
Well, they still had a running game then. So,
They did,
but
early,
he did take over late. No doubt. The running
Yeah.
game went to squat, and, he took over. There's
Yeah.
no question.
Yep.
And that's what it is. I think that's a good way to put it. I like how they worded that because I do think that there's quarterbacks in the league that I feel bad saying this because the guy just won a Super Bowl, but I feel like that's Sam Darnold. And it's in a sense, and maybe he continues to keep impressing us and we see him
He'll be in the top
improve
10.
and, but to me, I was like 24 touchdowns, 12 picks last year. That's fine. It's not great. It's okay. But, when you have an elite run game and an elite defense, then it helps. So I do think at times last year, Seattle was winning with him and not because of him. And so I do think that's a good way to put it in the sense of when you need a certain quarterback to take over the game and you need them to that final drive score a touchdown, there are that section of ones that you would pick, 4 or 5 guys that you would trust to do that every single time. And then there's a group that's like, they may do it 80% of the time, but not every time. And so I like the way he worded that because I do think that's what puts you in that top tier of the 4 or 5 guys that we talk about being the best.
Yeah, the best ones, they just carry the team. Everything else could be breaking down. They could be getting the crap kicked out of them, but they're still going to make the throws. They got that last drive. Your quarterback's got to be on point. They're just going to be on point. They're just that kind of QB. They all have their bad days. Nobody's super, human out there. They all have their bad days, but the top ones have. That's what clutch is.
Yeah.
Right? When the game's on the line and nothing else is working, is my quarterback carry our team. That's what a franchise QB is supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
He's so good that, he's still going to make that throw, and maybe they don't always catch it, but he's going to put it on the money, give him a chance to make a play, those kind of things, So, look, Trevor, I don't need him to be that. I do when it's crunch time, of course.
Yeah.
But overall, just be efficient. Run the offense, hit the open man, make sure everybody knows what they're doing. Be that leader. He's always tough. He's always been tough. You could never say that Trevor Lawrence isn't a tough hombre because he's one of the tougher guys out there. He takes a beating and keeps on coming. Obviously not against Houston that one time, but we know that story.
Like he's a
but
sly trash talker
he
too.
changed. He changed a little bit last year with his run, and he became defiant. I think. Look, and it's funny. I told you guys on a text. My friend Frank Komet was at a wedding, and Trevor was there. It was a Notre Dame thing with his son and Robert Hainsey and whatnot. And he goes, dude. He's like, Trevor's legit 6'6". I said,
Yeah.
I know.
Every bit of 6'6".
I'm like, he's a big guy. He's like, man, I didn't realize he was that big of a dude. And I said, yeah, and Frank's a big guy. He's like 6'5" himself. So
And he gained muscle in the upper body. I mean, we've seen multiple Jaguars players do that. Travis Hunter, Josh Hines-Allen. But for last year, I feel like once he could get in the weight room, because obviously he had that shoulder injury.
Yeah, he's coming off the shoulder, right?
Yeah. All right. So some Trevor stats as far as for this upcoming season. Would you take the over when it comes to 3,799.5 yards?
Over.
Yeah.
25.5 touchdowns.
Over.
And 11.5 picks. I might take the over there too. Might take like 35 touchdowns, 38 touchdowns, something like
I think
that,
the number's
12
almost
picks.
perfect. Like I would say 11 or 12 picks is what I'd say, and that's why they put that half on there to get you.
But yeah, the 37.99.5 yards.
No, I'd say
that seems,
he's having over 4,000. He'll have over 4,000. I'm thinking
11.5 for the
30.
picks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. They throw that hook out there to get you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say slightly over. Then.
Over that, yeah. Okay,
but
so
that
we're going
means
over for all three.
because we're going 3-1, right?
Yeah.
We're going
So
for that 3-1.
35 touchdowns, 12 picks at least,
we're
and then
good.
some rushing touchdowns obviously thrown in there too.
It's great.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Another comment from the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. I'm so glad you said that a U-turn is okay and going past your exit and coming back around is okay. Yeah, I feel like we have to put that community service PSA out there from time to time. And then another comment that we'll have to get into on the other side, Trevor Lawrence is Ryan Tannehill. We'll discuss that and more. You're listening to Helmets and Heels, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hey, this is former Jaguar Paul Spicer.
Hi, I'm Mark Brunell. I'm Josh Scobie, and you're listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's here, Middleburg. Firehouse Subs is now open at the all-new Clay Town Center. Try the bold new steak and cheese melts, stacked with premium steak, melted cheese, and big flavor in every bite. Firehouse Subs at the Clay Town Center, open now.
Yeah, I know how awful it is to get injured, but not like my friend Tom who got rear-ended last year. Tom McManus here. Morgan & Morgan can help you. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the nation. 1,000 lawyers, 100 offices across the nation, and over $30 billion recovered. And guess what? They don't get a single penny unless you do. A proven track record with backup. Hard to find these days, but not with Morgan & Morgan. For the people, that's right. Get injured due to someone's neglect, get paid. Dial pound law or check out forthepeople.com.
Registration is now open for the Alive Credit Union Greater Jacksonville Kingfish Tournament. Over $300,000 in cash prizes across all tournaments July 11th through 18th, including a 28-foot contender in the Kingfish Tournament or a huge cash payout in the Beach Tournament. The Redfish Tournament is back too. Lady and junior anglers are always welcome, and spectators can enjoy exhibits, food, and kids' activities all week. Register at kingfishtournament.com.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey for DraftKings, which is live in all 50 states, and yes, that means you, Florida. The Cup is down to its final matches. One trophy, one champion. DraftKings has you covered for every single one. The DraftKings app is now live in Florida, so whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in Florida, the world's biggest stage is in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up with code 1010XL, spend $5 to get $200 in total rewards over 21 days. That's code 1010XL in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim. Issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends July 19th. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo.
In Jacksonville, we love our sports. You might say we flip out over them. Football, baseball, soccer, hockey, basketball, golf, and there's our outdoor game, fishing, surfing, and just chilling. There's so much to do, it will make your head spin. But keep your cap on because Visit Jacksonville has you covered. Check out visitjacksonville.com/locals or download the Visit Jax app and stay on the ball for all the upcoming sports events in Jax. Go local, go sports. Jacksonville, the flip side of Florida.
Soccer fans, Michelob Ultra is going to pay somebody $90,000 to go to the FIFA World Cup 2026 final and bring the Superior Player of the Match trophy. Yes, I'm being serious right now. It's got some weight to it. This is the real thing, people. Michelob Ultra, $90,000. FIFA World Cup 2026 final. You watch the match, you get the honor of carrying the Superior Player of the Match trophy. That's a soccer fan's dream come true.
Enjoy the beautiful game with a cold Michelob Ultra, the official beer of World Cup 2026.
It's almost time to kick off the 2026 season at the bank. Whether you want to be at the center of it all as a season ticket member, lock in 3 or more games with a bundle at the bank, or cheer on the Jags at your most anticipated matchup, there's a way for everyone to be a part of the action. Seating is limited, so don't wait. Secure your tickets now by visiting jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000.
College football fans, I'm Greg McGarity, President and CEO of the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. Don't miss your last chance to watch college football in Jacksonville before the stadium is renovated. The SEC and ACC face off in Everbank Stadium for this year's Tax Slayer Gator Bowl Wednesday, December 30th at 11:30 a.m. A perfect buy for family stocking stuffers. Act now and get a sizzling summer special of 4 tickets for $100 at TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com. TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Atomic Minutes, Taylor Dollar, Jay Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Like we said, the comment off the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Trevor Lawrence is Ryan Tannehill. I feel like at first blush, you'd be like, absolutely not. Trevor Lawrence is far more talented than Ryan Tannehill. But there were seasons that Ryan Tannehill played really well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I at first when I read it, I was like, no way. And then I'm like, well, let me go look at Ryan Tannehill's numbers because I do think you forget sometimes, especially if it was bad teams at certain points, you don't really know if it was quarterback or other things. And it was Miami during a period of time where they were very mediocre, winning 7 games pretty much every single year during that stretch. And then it was the Tennessee Titans, and they did have a couple good years with him. They had 11-win season and a 12-win season with Tannehill during that time. But then I started looking at the numbers. I was like, oh, there were some kind of similar years, actually. For example, 2020 in Tennessee, he completed 65.5% of his passes for 3,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 picks, and then had an additional. He didn't run as much as Trevor, but I didn't even realize he moved as much as he did. He had a couple years where he was over 300 yards rushing, 4 rushing touchdowns one year. We were talking about the rate because that's something you've mentioned a lot, Tommy. When you look at those top quarterbacks, their rate is all high 90s, above 100.
Above
and
100,
Trevor is at like 86 for his career. Granted, you want to take out that first year because it was so bad but if you do that for him, then you're doing that for Tannehill because Tannehill had a 76 and a 78 year.
And
but
a
had
QB
2
rating
years
and a
over.
passer rating.
Yeah. And the rate is, he had in 2019, 117.5. And then in 20, his rating was 106.5.
That's the passer rating.
Passer rating.
Yeah, not QBR.
And the QBRs, he was around 60, 70, 50, high 50, 60, 70 during that time. But
I didn't realize he played as recently as 2023.
Me either.
Yeah,
I would have told you he was done many years ago.
Yeah, I would have been like 8-9 years ago that I thought he was done.
Look, I mean, the story's not written fully for Trevor. He's in the middle of it. I mean, you're only halfway through the book.
He's 26.
Yeah. So maybe not even half. So
he turns
you can compare when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
You could say that. And you could say Ryan Tannehill was better than probably the public perceived him to be. He's probably actually a pretty decent quarterback. In Tennessee, he was. I mean, he had some really good years.
Yeah, he had that little revival for the couple years. Where
he did.
They also had a really good running back.
The run game helped.
All of it helps.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ryan and Trevor also have this in common. They both have beautiful wives.
Mm-hmm.
In case you want to
Most
put that on
quarterbacks
this.
get good looking wives. There's a problem.
Yeah, that's
You know
very
what I mean?
true. Yeah.
Did you say unless
For
there's
sure.
a problem?
Unless there's a problem. There ain't no quarterbacks are dating the good looking girl.
That is true. All right, so we've got a giveaway, a family 4-pack to go see the Jacksonville Axemen rugby game this Saturday against the Sarasota Bull Sharks at 6:15. So if you want to take your family of 4, be caller number 4 at 641-1010. Call number 4, 641-1010. I have to tell you, as I was typing out, Taylor always sends the giveaways. And as I was typing out the name of the Sarasota team, I didn't even want to write it. Like, bull shark is just so specific that I can picture the bull shark in my head.
Right. Those are
And I was like,
nasty,
oh,
too.
goodness, I don't even want to type this out.
Yeah.
You were at the beach on Sunday.
Yeah.
And it was gorgeous. It was one of those days where there was not really a tidal pool, but there was an area because of the sandbar that was created.
Yeah.
So you could be in just that little area swimming
Soaking
and be
up.
completely in the ocean, but be not worried about a shark
Sharks.
whatsoever. I was like, this is the most perfect day at the beach.
Does Brian mentioned the sand because the sandbars are here this year. Like past couple of years, I think they got blown out by storms. Right?
Hurricanes, yeah.
That's why the swells were better.
Yeah.
I don't surf, but I talk to surfers on the beach. But they say that first channel, like there's most likely not a big enough. I mean, there might be little sharks and everything. It's not like Jaws is out there.
No, and especially this time of year, like those great whites are going to be
they're
here
out
more
there.
in like
Come
the
on,
winter.
There's sharks everywhere.
Well, there are, and since
I just pretend there's not.
Yeah, me too.
When I'm swimming, I'm like not thinking about
I give
it.
them kung fu moves. Like if I think one's coming, I'm like,
just right.
don't come near me.
So because
I'm a weird monster. I'm one of those weird fish. You don't want nothing to do with me.
Because my dad taught us to scuba dive when we were younger, my brother and I, right? My parents already knew how, and then he taught us, or we took the class. So I was 14, my brother was 12. Yeah, that's right. I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so we would go scuba diving in the Keys.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing my first shark in person, and I just, it was a nurse shark, so you don't have to worry. But I remember, like, I grabbed my mom's hand, and for the rest of the time that we were scuba diving, I held onto her hand because I was like, it still just makes me a little uncomfortable.
Yeah. And wild. One of Harley's friend's sisters was bitten by a shark and made it fine. She ended up fine. Sweet kid. And they went on all these shows to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like they flew him to like L.A. and as a family, they go out like Montel Williams or whatever and tell the story.
Did it get her
of the shark.
leg or what?
Yeah, bit her thigh, I think, or something. It wasn't too major, but
I'm
still
going
scary
scalloping
enough.
not this weekend, but next weekend. We got to stop
Change
this
the subject.
conversation
Nah,
until
you're
after
good.
I get back. And then
You know what they
I'll
say?
change it.
Urinate, and it keeps it away from the urine keeps the sharks away.
I've never heard that.
You never heard that? Yeah,
Nope, never
yeah,
heard
it does.
that.
Swear, keep urinating in there.
Just keep peeing.
Just keep peeing.
Well, when you're cold and
Just keep
underwater,
peeing.
then they do tell you to go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
To pee while you're in your wetsuit. If it's cold, it warms you up a little bit.
No,
But I've
I'm
never
not-
heard about shark repellent.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Why
Yeah.
not?
All
Double,
right.
double usage then.
Yeah, that's right.
Stay warm,
Stay
keep sharks
warm,
away.
keep sharks away.
Exactly.
Perfect.
All right, we've got Taylor's Tangent coming up. We got to make some golf picks. We got to let you hear from Tony Baselli. So much to do in the second hour. You're listening to Helmets and Heels, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
In life, only the best things stand the test of time. Like radio play-by-play.
I think it's bigger than it seems. And if you're one of these players or one of these coaches, it's the biggest thing in your life.
Your home for the most play-by-play is 1010XL.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
The Jacksonville Axemen take on the Sarasota Bull Sharks this Saturday at 7 at JU's The Rock Stadium. Axemen Rugby League. Full contact for 90 nonstop minutes. Info at jaxax.com. Proudly sponsored by PermitRockstar.com.
Surely, you've heard of John Osher. That's obvious. Find out what he's heard about your favorite football team.
Is there anything else we need to know?
Listen for Jacksonville's senior writer weekdays on 1010XL. Served up by Twin Peaks.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Prosser here. The FIFA World Cup is entering its biggest matches, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. On Kalshi, you can trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. I'm looking at Argentina. They could win it all. They won't see France until the final game, and right now trading around 18% to win. That means a $100 trade pays out $514 if they win the cup. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market. That means there's no house, and as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code 1010XL. You'll get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi, Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. 18 and over only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
The mosquitoes are out in full force. Before they ruin another cookout or pool day, call the experts at Royal Pest Services. Their mosquito and outdoor pest treatments target mosquitoes, gnats, and other nuisance bugs so you can enjoy your backyard. Royal Pest Services. Take back your yard.
Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere. Now starting at $699 with exclusive student pricing starting at $599. Complete your setup with savings on select monitors and must-have electronics and accessories. Limited time deals and free shipping on PCs and more await you at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Frank Frangie here. 1010XL wants to know who you are. We are conducting a listener profile survey. What home improvement practices do you plan to do? What do you like best about us? All you have to do is go to 1010XL.com and fill out the survey. You could win tickets to the Jags home opener, Gator football, and jumbo shrimp tickets, or great 1010 swag. Just go to 1010XL.com and enjoy letting us know more about you so we can do a better job of serving you.
I'm Jared Justice with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Trustline Mortgage. Four-star athlete Zachary Johnson and kicker Vance Bones have committed to Florida State. Yahoo Sports have the Jaguars ranked 16th in their preseason power rankings. Tickets for Jags home games here in Jacksonville are available on their website. World Cup action is back today. 1010XL has World Cup updates all day. It's 92 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
They are hyped in Atlanta, ladies and gentlemen, as kickoff is just mere moments away between England and Argentina. I told you I have some history for y'all, so I'll get that to you in just a moment. But first, we got to give away some Chick-fil-A, so that means time for Taylor's Tangent.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
All right, so ACC kickoff is going on right now.
Nobody would know.
Yeah, there's not much coming out of it outside of Mike Norvell spoke earlier, and he was talking about Ashton Daniels and the reason he went to go get Ashton Daniels, and one of the reasonings he said is he can do everything when it comes to his arm strength, when it comes to being able to run the ball and use, kind of do both sides of the kind of mobile, maybe not the most that we've seen him try previously with the Castellanos was supposed to be kind of like that too. So we'll see how it works. That was one of the things but he just I felt a little sad, honestly. And if you know me, I hate on Florida State quite a bit, but it was a little sad watching him because most years he's like very energetic and fiery and almost to the point where everyone's like, why is he yelling everything? Like previous years, he'd be like, and we're going to do this. And it was so he kind of seemed defeated today in certain questions. And a lot of people were like, man, it's been 4 years of this, and how much longer do you expect fans to just sit here and be okay with it? And tough questions to answer, but he answered it well in the sense of he's like, there's no more words I can say. We have to win. We're going to have to win on the field for me to prove anything to you, which I think is the best thing you can say in that. Now you just got to actually do it. So we'll see. But some of the stuff coming out of that, obviously, there was some controversy when it comes to the ACC tiebreaker last year. If you don't remember, the formula allowed the 7-5 Duke team to reach the conference championship game instead of the 10-2 Miami team. They relied on the combined winning percentage of conference opponents rather than the head-to-head records, so a lot of people were kind of frustrated about that. So they did propose the ACC's new tiebreaker policy to determine the ACC title game. So they announced that was one of the things that got announced. It was either late last night or early this morning. But a few things. So the updated tie-breaking procedure is built on 3 guiding principles. So it's going to be the head-to-head results will always matter most now in this scenario. The number 2, no team will be overly rewarded or penalized based on the number of conference games it played. And then when head-to-head competition cannot separate tied terms, the team with the strongest overall body of work will earn the opportunity to compete for the ACC championship and the conference automatic qualifier to the college football playoff.
And they're using team success rankings provided by Sports Source Analytics. Are you kidding me? Go with the ranking of the top 25. And that's where, regardless of your rules last year, Miami would have been in the ACC championship. You have to use analytics? Are you kidding me? That's so dumb.
It is weird. The head-to-head makes the most sense. How that wasn't ever the first thing you would go to is kind of interesting because I do think that anytime we talk about that in the NFL, that's what you look at when you're at the end of the year. If there's any tiebreakers, you talk about if those teams played each other, and that person, if you played each other, the winner of that game gets that higher seeding or whatever the case may be. If it doesn't, then you go to usually divisional, and then it kind of expands from there.
And it was last year. That head-to-head was their tiebreaker last year as their first one.
Yeah.
It was what
the
came
second
after
one that was the problem.
Correct.
And so that's what now it's weird how they're going to do it. We'll see how it ends up working out. Maybe it's not even going to be having to be used in the next couple years, so maybe we don't see it for a little bit. But the moment it is, and they're like, oh, we're pulling up the footballanalytics.com
so incredibly dumb.
Right, it is.
Like,
Makes no
what?
sense.
Yeah, that's the ACC for you, though. I feel like Jim Phillips stands up there and he's asked about, conference realignment and all this stuff, and he's just basically like, or the cultural playoff expansion. He's like, we don't have a governing body.
How about just some common sense? 7-5 should not be in any championship game. 10-2 should.
Yeah. If
Doesn't
I
that make
remember
sense?
correctly, Miami and Duke didn't play each other, so
Yeah.
that's why there wasn't the head-to-head, and then their tiebreaker rules were so incredibly
weird,
dumb. Yeah. But
I don't know.
there you
To me,
have it.
that makes no sense at all.
You know
but
what
whatever.
does make sense?
Yeah.
Lunch from Chick-fil-A.
Come on.
Yeah.
Love
So
it.
Miami and Duke did play. Did it say?
So
Oh no,
Duke-
so not.
No,
okay,
not
it was.
last year.
Yeah,
I
not.
was gonna say, I would
played in
remembered if
baseball,
Duke
women's
beat Miami
basketball,
last
yeah.
year.
So yeah, that's part of it. And if you don't play, then that makes things complicated. But there's definitely better ways to break those tiebreakers after. But yeah, we do have free lunch to Chick-fil-A, free lunch for two. So give us a call at 641-1010. Let's say caller number 4. You get free lunch to Chick-fil-A. Make sure you grab that peach milkshake too. Summertime, it's been hot outside, and so make sure you swing by and grab that from Chick-fil-A. So give us a call and you get free lunch today.
There you have it. Caller number 4, 641-1010. All right, so we are underway. About 5 minutes gone in the first
Chippy.
half of this game. Yeah, you've already
Ooh.
seen Argentina foul England. Jude Bellingham there was on the ground. The ball wasn't anywhere near him. So
Yeah, hit him
you're-
in the head.
Yeah, you're going to
Little
see, I would imagine, a
bit.
very physical game today between these two teams.
Yeah.
So this game is a rematch of the 1966 World Cup quarterfinal.
Oh.
That World Cup is why we now have yellow and red cards.
Oh.
Because there was a referee that, obviously, as we know, not everyone speaks the same languages.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so a referee was trying to eject players and they didn't understand what the ref was saying. So after that World Cup, the ref that was involved, he was driving away from the stadium, Wembley Stadium, as a matter of fact, and he looked at the traffic light and he was like, that makes perfect sense. Yellow card is the caution, red card, you're
Yes, you're
out.
out, yeah.
And obviously 2 yellows equals a red, as we know.
The poor guy, he's like, why does everyone keep playing? I've
Right.
kicked you out of the game.
And I guess the player was on the field for another 10 minutes. And I'm like, I'm surprised they didn't have somebody that could translate and interpret and things like
really.
that. But another cool thing from that, so the very next World Cup was 1970. That was the first World Cup that was shown in color. And that's when they introduced the red and yellow cards for the World Cup.
Yeah, that
And-
would. It was black and white. Wouldn't have worked very well for TV.
Is it a yellow
You're
or is
like,
it a
I don't
red?
know what he just got.
Right, exactly. And the 66 World Cup was the first one that was broadcast internationally. So many
Okay.
new people were paying
Wow.
attention to soccer, and they were so confused as to what was happening because obviously the players were confused as
Yeah.
well. And one other history note. So that 1966 World Cup, like I said, quarterfinal between these two, now it has even more added to it because in 1982 is when we had the Falklands War. And so
Okay.
that's some islands off of Argentina that Argentina wanted to regain control over, but then England said absolutely not. And so England still maintains control. But there's severe tension between these two countries because of that, even though that was in 1982. And so today in Atlanta, there were 1,600 police officers surrounding this
Wow.
match
So
because of that.
This is called bad blood, I think.
Yeah.
That is
there's some
correct.
bad
And
blood
it doesn't,
between these two.
Yeah, it doesn't just happen
Love
on the
it.
pitch. After this, it was a 74-day conflict that resulted in 907 deaths.
Wow.
Like I said, just 74
Yeah,
days, but
that's
almost
history.
1,000 people died. So yeah, the England Navy, the British came in and they said, you are not going to take
Those Brits are
islands."
mean, man.
They are
They're mean. They've been mean the whole time.
So hard for me to cheer for them today, but
I like Kane, though.
So there's already bad blood from the 66 game and then
Yeah,
the
and then more bad
1982
blood.
war. And then you've
Yeah.
got these two teams. And what is also interesting, Lionel Messi has never faced England before.
Oh, wow.
There was the first World Cup he participated in. He ended up with a red card and couldn't play in the game. So this is his first time ever facing England.
Wow.
A lot of times they don't meet in the World Cup. So yeah, that's there's your
interesting stuff there. That's
I didn't
cool.
know you could just take guys down on those corner kicks.
You're not supposed
Yeah,
to.
I get
Wow.
confused sometimes of things that
That is one
Like
area
whipping
that
them.
fun.
Yeah, there's one area that
Yeah.
soccer could certainly improve
They're just
upon.
holding
is,
each other.
Yeah, they're just
some
not-
of the
he just
fouls.
tackled them.
Like that's
Wow.
away from the ball too.
Yeah.
So like that's definitely not allowed.
Yeah.
Man.
And so the referee obviously has to be able to take control early in this game,
no
and that
doubt.
you're going to see a yellow card here soon. I predict
Punch him in the
or
gut.
red, but if
Get him
he
in the
wants
gut.
to get in
Kidney.
control, yeah, we're going to see that. All right, we got to make some golf picks. So
All right.
without further ado, Tom McManus, you have the
I
first
get to go
pick,
first.
and I have no idea where you're going with this.
You don't?
I don't. I don't think you're taking Scotty Scheffler, but you might be taking Rory McIlroy.
No,
you
I'm
tell
not.
me.
I'm not taking it. I'm gonna roll with Cam Young, man.
Oh,
okay.
He's fourth
That's
in
your
the rankings right now, and yeah, he's been my guy all year. I'm a loyal person for the most part, and I'm going to go Cameron Young.
He would have been
to
mad
be
at
the
you if you
winner.
didn't pick him, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sure, for sure. But no, listen, he's had a good year overall. You know, he's been pretty consistent, I think, overall. So we'll see. But I'm
All
going to go
right.
with Cameron Young.
All right. And Taylor, who you got?
I think I'm going to go Tommy Fleetwood.
Okay. He is number 1 in Rob Bolton's power rankings.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
He is winless in 44 majors, but obviously this could be the day or the weekend that turns that around. I will take Matthew Fitzpatrick.
Wow.
That was going to be my next if I.
He's obviously both of these
Fleetwood.
guys are from England.
Yeah, no, right,
You
yeah.
went with an American, which that's perfectly
Yeah.
fine.
Be
But,
cheering a lot of England.
But yeah, and
Yeah.
Taylor, I meant to mention that earlier when I said Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
You're clearly cheering for England today.
Yes, I am.
And
I said
Ty
wrong
Which I
because
feel like I
nobody
should
took Chef
reverse
word
it
for
because everybody I've cheered for has lost. So maybe I should cheer
Right.
for Messi and then he'll lose.
Yeah, none of us took Scotty or Rory,
Or
but
Rory,
when you only
yeah.
have the one selection, you
Right.
you
Don't
don't
go
get
I
with the
feel
best
like
in the world.
exactly.
Yeah, I feel like the moment I do that, like, well, Scotty hasn't been playing his best anyways, but I do feel like Rory's been up there. But I feel like the moment I choose Rory, it'll be one of those, like, days when he just collapses and I'll be like, I'm sorry, Rory, I didn't mean to do that to you.
Yeah.
I feel like Fleetwood, I've had a couple times this year, at least once this year, and he did well when I've had him.
Okay.
And then he also, I feel like, is always towards the top at certain points. So I feel like at some point he has to pull it out.
He needs certainly needs his first major win. That's for sure. You never want to be the best golfer without a major,
major
No,
win.
for
Yeah.
sure.
That's not a badge you want to carry. All right, those are our golf picks. More to do on the other side. You're listening to Helmets and Heels 1010 XL 92.5 FM.
This World Cup soccer update is laced up by Valvoline Instant Oil Changes and Houston's Meats.
Westwood One Sports presents this World Soccer Update sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling home and auto easy. Learn more at progressive.com. One half of the World Cup final is set. The fight for the right to face Spain on Sunday begins now with England and Argentina getting underway in Atlanta. And it is a rivalry renewed, the 6th ever meeting between the two in a FIFA World Cup. And the animosity runs deep on and off the field. From the hand of God goal by Maradona in 86 to David Beckham's red card in 98, there always seems to be a classic moment when these two teams face off. And today is about the superstars. Lionel Messi is the co-leader in the Golden Boot race with 8 goals, 2 wins away from leading Argentina to repeat as world champions. For England, Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham have combined for 12 goals in this tournament, kicking off now in Atlanta. I'm Lucas Panzica, Westwood One Sports.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Bakery owners, you will be loved today. Every pastry will be flaky. Your cake will make a child's day. Your delivery van won't get sideswiped by a distracted garbage truck driver. But if so, breathe easy, knowing you'll get back to business quickly with Progressive protecting your commercial auto. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, get one free set of Brake Best Select brake pads when you buy 2 Brake Best Select brake rotors. Or get one free set of Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct professional grade brake pads when you buy 2 matching professional grade brake rotors. Restrictions apply. Get details from the parts professionals at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Now, the Florida Gator Report on 1010XL. Installed by Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
ESPN unveiled its latest round of their FBI rankings heading into the football season, and the Gators check in at 18, right behind Penn State and just in front of Clemson. The SEC littered with highly ranked teams in the Football Power Index, including a half dozen Florida will face during the season. Number 2 Texas, number 5 Georgia, and 4 more in the top 20. The FBI has a total of 12 SEC schools in their top 25.
Jeff Prosser here. When you need new windows or doors, you want high-end quality without the middleman markup, and that's why I'm telling you about Cash Building Material. Same premium materials, same beautiful finishes, but at a price that actually makes sense for your home. No subcontractors, no runaround, just their own experienced crews who treat your house like it's theirs. If you want it done right, the first time, get a quote today. Thank me tomorrow.
For windows and doors, search Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I can tell you, in this financial climate, or really any, it's never been more important to make your money work for you, which is why I'll recommend Mike McGuire and the Wealth Management team at South State Bank. Financial planning is based on trust because it's so important. You can trust the South State team. They offer the best combination of sophisticated wealth management strategies with a truly personal approach. That will help you meet your financial goals. Stop by your local South State branch and ask them to connect you with Mike McGuire and the Wealth Management team. You'll be glad you did. South State Bank, member FDIC.
The World Cup is a big deal. It only comes around every 4 years. Keep up with all the scores and highlights. Score World Cup soccer updates on 1010XL. Assisted by Houston's Meats and Valvoline Instant Oil Changes.
You trusted a medical professional with your care. When that trust is broken, the results can be devastating. Medical error can leave patients and families facing unanswered questions and lifelong challenges. Founded in Jacksonville, Edwards & Raggett's helps you understand and protect your legal rights after medical negligence. No fees unless you recover damages. We're here to help. Call 904-INJURED or visit 904injured.com.
Edwards & Raggett's, offices Jacksonville.
Look no further, folks. I found the best wings in Jacksonville. Frank Frangie here. Bono's Barbecue now has the best wings, and my new go-to wing flavors are garlic parm and lemon pepper. Nothing cools you down this summer like their new strawberry lemonade. So head to Bono's today and get 6 wings and a side for $10.99 or a 10-wing basket for just $15.99. But hurry, this deal ends July 31st. To find a Bono's near you, head to bonosbarbecue.com. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Do you have clicking, popping, swelling, or pain in your knee or shoulder? This can be due to arthritic changes in your joints. Over time, you have wear and tear of your cartilage. I am Dr. George Bari, and here at Bari Orthopedics, we have numerous ways to treat your arthritis, such as regenerative medicine, including PRP and joint replacements with CT guidance for accuracy down to the millimeter. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, call us for an appointment today, or log on to BariOrthopedics.com.
Find out more at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
Longer days, warmer nights, and a backyard that brings everyone together. Spring and summer in Florida means pool days, backyard barbecues, and night swims under the stars. Pickett here. For nearly 50 years, Surfside Pools have been creating the backdrops for life's best memories. From weekly service and repairs to remodels, commercial maintenance, and new pool construction, Surfside does it all. Ready to float happy? SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools. Summer starts here. License number CPC 044080.
My name is Chris, and I'm a client of DexaFit Jacksonville. A scale only tells you your weight, but a DEXA scan shows you what's really happening inside your body. In just 5 minutes, I learned my body fat percentage, muscle mass, bone density, and visceral fat levels. Tracking those numbers helped me see real progress and stay motivated. Kelly and the entire team at DexaFit Jacksonville are knowledgeable, professional, and a great resource. Search DexaFit Jacksonville and schedule your scan today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Rolling through this Wednesday afternoon, and in, by the way, 2 weeks from today, Jaguars training camp will be underway.
Almost made it.
Yep.
Yes, that is correct. For some, they could not wait for football season. They went ahead and registered to get those training camp tickets.
Oh, yeah.
And for other people, they're just going to listen to our reports, and we'll certainly keep you updated, that's for sure. But yeah, it has been a very physical match here in Atlanta. And we were just saying off the air how it is nice for these players that this time around that they're playing indoors at Mercedes-Benz, because the game that was down in Miami that England just recently played was sweltering. Yeah, Mick Jagger.
Hey, Mick. How you doing, buddy?
But yeah, the head coach for England basically said they played sloppy, and then Jude Bellingham, when asked by reporters about that very thing, he's like, have him try, his name's Thomas Tuchel, have him try playing out in the heat that we did for 100
degrees,
and 100 plus minutes.
Yeah.
And so then the coach today spoke and was like, it's not, he didn't say it was a misunderstanding, but basically he's like, we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
I wasn't basically saying exactly what I wasn't saying he played sloppy.
Yeah,
Like, They
yeah.
all played hard.
He
It
just feels
wasn't-
like they could have played better.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not a riff between Jude and the
Yeah.
head coach,
Yeah.
but obviously some people were trying to make it that. But Taylor, you said that there have been fights in Atlanta.
Yeah, we
earlier
had
between
somebody from the
fans.
text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosure say there were fights where fans were throwing chairs and garbage cans at each other earlier here in Atlanta. Police had to break them up.
Yeah, like I said, they'd
getting
have
rowdy.
1,600
Sounds like
officers.
Bill's Mafia.
Yeah.
It sure does.
Yeah.
All right.
Breaking tables.
Well,
Yeah.
I hope they let them stay physical the whole game because they are letting them
Oh, yeah.
Well, he
really
hasn't-
knock each other
He hasn't
around.
awarded a yellow card yet.
No, he
So,
hasn't,
yeah,
yeah.
I was wrong about that. I
Well,
guess he's
Messi
gonna let him
will-
play.
Someone trips Messi,
Yeah,
they're
right,
getting the
it's
yellow
over,
card.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, time now for Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lauren's Lane. Opened up by Closets by Design. Imagine your home totally organized.
I have a quick local shout out I wanted to give. Marcus Plunkett, and thanks to Gary Smits of the Times Union for this story. Marcus Plunkett is a Nice High graduate, also a graduate of Army West Point. He will be one of 14 area players in the British Open that begins tomorrow.
Oh, that's
All
awesome.
right,
Over there in
congrats.
England,
So cool.
he has recorded 5 top 15 finishes and 7 starts on the Asian and Asian Development Tour, and he's tied for 4th in an Open qualifier at the Dundonald Links in Scotland. He graduated from West Point in 2016. He served 5 years in the Army as a transportation officer in South Korea, Afghanistan, and Colorado. He's been chasing a PGA Tour card since 2021, and then he's made a ton of starts, like I said, on these other tours. He had a really bad break when trying to qualify for the PGA Tour. He ended up, I think, in the Corn Ferry Tour. He ended up to get to the PGA Tour. He basically was about to qualify, and then weather ended the tournament and didn't get to finish.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
He was one shot
tough.
behind the cut line for the top 17 that would advance to the Q School final stage in Ponte Vedra, and then bad weather forced the tournament off. So that's why he went to play in Asia, and so now he's going to play in the British Open. So good luck
for
to
him. Yeah,
Marcus
that's exciting.
Plunkett, cheering for
really.
you, obviously being from here, but also thank you for your service.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. No doubt. We love our military.
Oh, we do.
Absolutely. So yeah, I thought that was super cool. All right,
Very cool.
want to hear a couple of comments from Tony Baselli. He joined XL Primetime earlier today, and he was asked about all these top 10 lists that we've been discussing. Do the players take notice?
I don't really care what others think outside the building, and I think that's been pretty consistent of how we operate. I think as a player, each of us as players want to be the best at what we do. So I'm sure those guys took notice. They already have an edge. I think you saw this group play with an edge last year. I think if you were out there during the off-season program and saw how they competed on the field, you felt that edge. My guess is it'll be amped up a little bit. Professional athletes, guys who are competitors, will use anything to kind of stoke that fire. And I'm sure those guys took notice of it.
Yeah.
It's that very Baselli answer in the sense of we've talked so much about Liam Cohen and how he's used some of the billboard material to fire up the team last year, and he said they play better that way, at a certain points during the season when they have something to kind of be mad about or, play a little bit more aggressively in that sense. But Baselli's just as much leans into that stuff. The amount of times he's dropped the little consensus. I'm like, he's holding on to that. He reads it.
Snarky.
Yeah. And that's kind of always been Tony Baselli. But I do think that's why it fits so well with him and Liam and Gladstone and most of the players that we know at least well enough on this team. They all have similar ways of thinking in that. It's like, okay, I mean, we've heard Josh Hines-Allen mention it. I know when we had Foye Oluokun on, he was talking about it took forever. Like, people didn't believe in us. We kept winning games, and they were saying, this team was hurt, and this team wasn't that good, and they're only beating this, and da-da-da. And he said they used that. And so whatever you need to use to continue and just win, that's what ultimate goal is, just win those football games. But you can tell they all have that similar mentality of using that type of stuff to kind of make themselves have something extra to play for other than they already freaking love the game. That's part of it.
Yeah, and look, Liam does use it as a motivation tool. We're the underdog. Nobody respects us.
It's a small market team.
We're a small market team, so it's okay. And Tony probably doesn't care where the rankings are, but he's going to use that for his team to be motivated. I think when he was a player, if they came out and he wasn't top 10, he'd rip it up and throw it in the garbage. He'd be like, "This is a bunch of crap," that kind of stuff, and we would all agree. But yeah, I get it. And then look, use it. Keep using it. Keep using that motivation if that's what it takes. I mean, look, the motivation should be that you got a taste of the playoffs and losing that playoff game in the fashion that you did, especially if you're on defense. You got a taste of that sour taste of, I want to get back there. I want to get back to that moment so I can win that game and then go on and then let's see what happens. So that should be all the fire you need. I mean, look, we did it 4 years in a row. That was part of the fire. It was also Coach Coughlin starting us from scratch each and every year, saying, "Hey, you got to earn it, man. We're not giving anything, right? So we're going to work our butts off and earn that thing." And then Liam's cut the same mold. They are.
Did you talk about worst to first as far as divisions? How we talk about every year there's multiple teams that go from first to worst and or worst to first in the divisions?
You mean within the locker room?
Yeah.
No, our goal was always to win the division. Even that first year, even though we went 4-12, it was always that's what we got to take down the Steelers. That was number one.
Yeah.
They were the champs. We had to beat them. And ironically, we'd go 1-1 with them pretty much every year. We'd win at home. They'd win at home. You know, I don't think anybody swept each other any year. I could be wrong on that, but then we took over the Central Division in '98 and then '99. Right. So, yeah, I mean, look, I don't think players inside, I mean, they got to talk about, hey, man, remember that playoff game. Remember the fans. Remember the moment. Remember, giving up plays or not making a play or just remember those moments and then take that fuel all off season. Be like, man, I can't wait to get back to playing. And look, have an edge. Don't have an edge. You're supposed to play angry anyway. It's a violent game. You better be violent out there. They got the right guys in place. I think the biggest thing, they don't really need the motivation, in my opinion. You're a professional athlete. You know what you want. You know what to do. You know what you got to get done. You know what your goals are individually and as a team, right? So you got to just go out there and do it every year or every practice, every game, what have you. So I think the biggest thing for them isn't that. It's more that it's different. It's people. We're now on the map. Like when they circle us on their schedule, they're not like, oh, that's Jacksonville.
It's just the Jags, yeah.
This is a good team. So how are we gonna, combat that? How are we gonna game plan it? How are we getting our guys fired up to go be physical with them and go do that, right? So, that's what makes it fun. It's gonna be a great year. But look, there's some truth to under the radar to having the bullseye on your back. There's definitely some truth to that and how you're viewed and how things will be a little bit different. They're built by the executives, including the coach and GM, and the players. They have to handle that. Like, you can handle that kind of stuff.
I bet most people that don't follow it closely would tell you, if you were asking a person on the street in Kansas, I bet they would say the Texans won the division.
Yeah.
I bet people do not even really remember that
especially because Texans won a playoff game.
Correct.
That's what people are going to remember a little bit.
That's most important.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
Right.
Winning the division,
great. Yeah, and
but
that guarantees you to a spot.
That's what
it's
I was
only
about to
great
say.
if you take advantage of it. Sorry to cut you off.
Okay. I was about to say, that's why, do you change that this year? You said you go into that season, you want to win the division. It almost feels like this year it's like win a playoff game. You almost skip that, like, okay, win the division, get into the postseason, and you go straight to, you feel like you have a team that is good enough to be able to win a playoff game. And
win
that
the
feels like
that's what your goal should be for this year. Win the conference.
Get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Get to the Super Bowl.
Get to the big
Anything
big
can
show.
happen there. But anytime I think about how last season ended, it just still gives me like a pit in my stomach because the path was so clearly there if the Jaguars had beaten the Bills.
I will say this, and I know it's easy to say because they went 13-4, but I can remember after 96 and then 97, then 98, and looking around at our team, like out at practice, and be like, we got a good team.
Yeah.
Like, we got some really good players. They're all tough guys. Like, they love the game, that kind of stuff. I feel like when we're out there looking at them, you get a feeling of that.
Yeah.
Like, they're not that it means they're going to go to the playoffs.
Right.
They got a lot of work to do, but you kind of get that feeling like, okay, yeah, he's.
And the joint practices will help with that too.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
sometimes you can think one thing about a team until you see them
You
go
see
up
them
against
next
a
to each
different
other.
team, and then you're like, oh, maybe.
And that
maybe
only gives
not.
you so much too,
Yeah.
because look, camp is camp.
Right.
Then the real thing
But
happens,
Saints
and it
with
could be
ETN,
different.
Well, I
that's
was
going to
about
be
to
a
say,
fun
you
one.
have some
Then
fun
the
ones because it's the Bucks.
Yeah.
And so you have the
And the
Bucks, and it's
Panthers,
that whole
right?
thing. And then Devin Lloyd's at the Panthers
Yeah,
and ETN's at the Saints. So you have 3 joint practices that like mean a little something extra.
Absolutely.
And that's going to be, we've talked so much about ETN and Devin Lloyd not being here and how you replace those guys. And not saying that in these joint practices, you're going to find out if you've directly replaced those 2 guys, but you will have this
You'll
sense
face
of
them.
like, okay, maybe we'll be all right. Or, like, and you do get those feelings, and you got to wait until the game to see, how that goes. But there is a little bit of extra something in all 3 of those joints.
But what's nice about that too is like you could the joints. You could be like, well, now now I get to really go after him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Now, I mean,
He's not on my team
for
anymore.
years, I wasn't able to hit him. I wasn't really to drive him into the ground. You know,
Right.
if you're going after Lloyd, let's
Well,
go
Lloyd's
see
saying the
what
same
they're
thing.
ma-
Maybe
oh, yeah.
like, let me
Oh,
go
yeah.
get Trevor.
Exactly.
Let me go get
That will not be allowed.
Yeah, you can't
That will
touch
not
the
be allowed.
QB. You can't
By the way,
touch
we reached
him.
the hydration break, and it is scoreless. This hydration break actually just ended. So we are in the 28th minute of this match. But yeah, no goals yet. So we'll obviously keep you updated. One more comment from Tony Baselli. When we return, you're listening to Helmets and Heels, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
I thought the O-line took a great step last year.
Join the 1010XL Podcast Network.
Okay, excellent show, everyone.
Now you can find all your favorite 1010XL podcasts in your platform of choice.
Frank Frangie here. I've been telling you about Stanley Pools for years. But you know my favorite thing about this family-owned company? They take such good care of my pool. All I have to do is relax and enjoy it. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and their weekly maintenance makes owning a pool effortless. You can trust Stanley Pools to build your pool or upgrade it. They've done both for me. Call 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Oh, how terrible it is to get injured out there, but never due to someone else's negligence like many of you. Tom McManus here. If this speaks to you directly, you got to check out Morgan & Morgan, the largest personal injury law firm in the nation. Why? Because all they do is win. That's right. Over $30 billion recovered for all of their clients. Guess what? They don't get a single dime unless you do. It's a proven track record, and they got the backup that lasts forever. I know that's hard to find, but not with Morgan & Morgan. For the people, that's right. You get injured due to someone's neglect, you get paid. Dial pound law on your cell or check out forthepeople.com.
Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family secret, Dandy's never frozen, always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses, no dry, crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little dude with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand, a quality sandwich. So do what I do and stop in at a Daly's and make yours a Dandy today.
What if the next roof you put on your home was the last one? Not another replacement in 15 or 20 years, the last roof. Metlock Roofing is Florida's only manufacturer and installer of this exclusive roofing system. Engineered for strength, built for Florida weather, backed by a lifetime warranty. Imagine never needing another roof. Call 938-9933 or visit metlokroofing.com. Get your last roof today with Metlock. License number CCC 1335581.
The Jacksonville Axemen take on the Sarasota Bull Sharks this Saturday at 7 at JU's The Rock Stadium. Axemen Rugby League. Full contact for 90 nonstop minutes. Info at jacksax.com. Proudly sponsored by PermitRockstar.com.
You know Zero Res, the zero residue carpet cleaner that leaves your carpets truly clean with no dirt-attracting soaps or harsh chemicals. Don't risk it with the other guys. Skip the disasters that leave your carpets soaked for days and do more harm than good. Keep the mud outside where it belongs, not trapped in your carpets. This month, get 3 rooms of Carpet Zero Resified, starting at just $129. Call 287-5727 or visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and ask for the 1010XL special.
Zero Res. You lost your swing. We got to go find it. It's your Saturday morning swing adjustment. Grip it and rip it. Get the golf tips and talk to take your game to the next level. The Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Saturday mornings at 10 on 1010XL.
I've spent 20 plus years around scoreboards, and here's what they don't tell you. Every number up there is somebody's story. So when I heard a number last week, I had to sit with it. Hacker here, Paige from Awaken 180 told me their clients just lost 1 million pounds. 1 million. That stopped me cold because I know exactly what my 120 was worth. Moving better, feeling better, down from over 300. Now multiply that feeling. My 120 is stacked in there with somebody's first 10. Somebody's knee that finally quit barking. Somebody stepping on a scale this morning and pumping their fist in an empty bathroom thanks to Awaken 180. That's not a stat. That's a whole stadium's worth of hometown wins. The scoreboard's still running. A doable program, a plan built specifically for you, coaching that adjusts as you go, and free support for life. 1 million pounds down and counting. The next win should be yours. Awaken. 180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Well, no goals here yet, but I think a golden moment for the station today was all the people that brought by diapers for JJ LaSelva and his wife Blake and their beautiful baby girl Sophia that will be here any day now, really. They expect by Friday. And the other golden moment that Tony Baselli, the executive vice president of football operations for the Jacksonville Jaguars, joined XL Primetime, and he was asked about the young guys competing for spots on the offensive line.
I thought the O-line took a great step last year. I thought they did a good job. I think you look overall what they were able to do. I think our run game kind of fell off late, called the second half of the season, but our passing attack was so dynamic. And a lot of that goes to those guys protecting up front. And so, and looking forward to the young guys like Wyatt and Pregnon and those guys taking that next step and go and compete. Like any position, Matt, I mean, I think you saw it last year at the defensive line. You look at a guy like Matt Dickerson coming from practice squad to really being our starting first and second down defensive tackle last year. And so I think everyone's going to get pushed. If you look at the O-line, those guys got to go take jobs. And if you want to go play, you got to go take someone else's job. That's the nature of the beast.
Yeah, for sure. He's talking about Milam and Pregnon. If you want to be the man, you got to take it from the man, and then you'll be the guy. So, it's interesting. Look, the O-line wasn't terrible. They were like middle of the road, I guess. I mean, the stink's there. We know that, so they got to fix that. I do think, the offensive line played really well at times, and then they stunk it up at times. Look, was the first team really pushed last year? I think they knew who was going to be starting last year going into the camp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think they thought Cole might be pushed. He got hurt, so that derailed that. I don't think any of the guys they went. I like them. It increased their depth, no doubt. They raised the floor on the offensive line, but I don't think Fred or even Adoga was really vying for a starting job. I think they knew Hainsey was going to be the center. Ez was going to be the guard. McCary, who they brought in, was going to be the guard. Anton, if he wants to, he will. He's the tackle. And then left tackle was Walker until Cole took over, right? So I don't think there was was there competition last year? Yeah, they had to go win their jobs, don't get me wrong, but they also paid them a lot of money, so they got to be the starters. You know what I mean? And there's nobody pushed Hainsey. Who was pushing Hainsey? Nobody pushed Hainsey last year. Are they going to be pushed this year? I would imagine the guards are going to be. If they're really ready to give those veterans a run for their money. And that the organization's ready to turn it over. Because, you got veteran guys that you're paying, and then you got to figure that out. If two young guys are going to take over, fine, they're better.
Sure.
But now we got to figure some things out.
But you don't have competition at the right tackle position, right? It's definitely Anton's job.
Yeah.
And if he's the one that when he wants to go, he goes. Like, you almost wish that there was
somebody to push that a little bit.
A guy there to make it a true competition to get him at his ceiling.
I think they feel like last year he had a really good year.
And he did. Don't get me wrong.
And I think they think that's going to continue.
Sure.
On.
I would imagine so.
But having that someone behind you is always good.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got to play a little bit better. And especially because that's one of the things that Liam Cohen did talk about. And we've also, you talk about injuries. I saw this, which was actually very interesting. And it was talking about only 9 teams were fortunate enough last year to run an offensive line combination more than 50% of the time. So only 9 teams had the same 5 linemen over 50% of the time last year. And so those 9 teams were the Jets, the Ravens, the Falcons, the Bills, the Colts, the Patriots, the Steelers, the Dolphins, and the Bengals. Outside of that, less than 50% of the time these teams were running out the same thing. So you see a lot of injuries on offensive line. It's one of the things that you see a ton. And it's hurt this team for several years to where somebody goes down and there's a drastic drop between that next guy that comes in. And that is what you don't want to happen. So I hope we are in a world where deep into camp we're having a conversation of, I don't know who right guard's going to be because they're both playing really good. Because to me, that means that, number one, you obviously hit on one of the young guys, which is what you want to see anyways, because you get those young guys in here and they have their career in front of Trevor Lawrence is ideal. But then I do also think it pushes to Lauren's point, those guys that kind of maybe do feel like, well, I'm starting because why not? Like, I'm getting paid a lot of money and like I was good last year, and so I'm going to start. You don't have that mentality. It's that competitive nature in them to like push each other. And we see Liam Cohen leans into that a lot too, of having the true competitions places. That's why we saw everyone playing every position on the offensive line.
By the way, we almost just had a massive fight.
No,
in the
big
World
time.
Cup.
I know.
Between
They
the
were whacking
players.
each
Yeah,
other.
Messi got basically
punched.
He didn't get punched, but
Nice and hit.
he got hit by two different guys at once, and so England now does have the first yellow card. Elliot Anderson was awarded a yellow card for that, so he's been booked. But
It's
there
physical,
was
man.
it was like literally a ref had to get in between certain players between England
there was
and
a lot
Argentina.
of pushing and shoving.
There's
going.
a ton. Like, you do not normally see this. This is not usual whatsoever. Typical. But yeah, I told y'all there was tension between these two countries in general and between the fans, and they have done nothing but add to that the players.
Uh-oh. I don't know what happened there. I missed that. But back to Anton. Look, I think with Anton, it's he's your guy no matter what going in, because as long as he performs, which you expect him to.
He allowed one sack last
year.
Yeah,
he was very good, very physical. He was very good. You know, you feel confident that if, say, let's just say he's not available. All right, I don't want to put the knock on wood with any kind of injury, but let's just say he's not playing. You could always do what? You could move McCary out and move a guard in. McCary's played right guard.
Or not move, but you could have Walker Little play right tackle if Cole's available.
And Doga could play right tackle.
Yeah.
May not be the same level as Anton, but they can hold down the fort. You just want them to hold down the fort. 2 years ago, they weren't holding down crap.
That's true.
They couldn't do anything.
Could Milam play right tackle potentially?
Yeah,
We've
for
talked about him when he was drafted, maybe playing tackle. This is a really good question from the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Speaking of small market teams, I saw something recently that Jacksonville was one of the top 15 most populated cities in America. And so if that's and one of the most populated, obviously, in Florida. But if that's the case, then can you explain the small market thing and where that comes from? So a quick search, Jacksonville, and of course, we know the land mass is huge here, but 10th most populated city in the United States. But the small market team, I would say, Taylor and Tom, comes from the fact that nobody expected Jacksonville to get an NFL team back in the 90s. And that Jacksonville was honestly an underdog to be awarded an NFL team. And Jacksonville doesn't have the cachet that certain cities do because we only now have the one professional sports team. That's how I would analyze it.
Yeah, you got to win. Like, you take Green Bay without the championships. They're a small market. They're tiny. Are you kidding me? Who wants to go to Green Bay? But you go there because it's Lambeau and it's the championships even before the Super Bowl. Major team. Like,
well-run organization.
Major team.
But nobody calls Green Bay a small market team.
No. Kansas City's not. I mean, it's bigger, but it's not like a massive market. But what have they done? They've won. Before then, you might not have called them small market, but, look, they had some really good years. Though it was Schottenheimer and those eras. But overall, it's because they win. You win. They don't care you're a small market team. When we were winning in the 90s, our guys were getting major deals like Pepsi commercials and all types of stuff.
Look at all the deals Trevor has. All these
we had 7 Pro Bowlers in 1999. So you got to win in order, and you got to sustain it, and not because what has it been? And Liam said it. We can't be a one-hit wonder.
Yeah,
and that's what we've been since when? Since Del Rio's era.
Yeah.
Right?
7.
That's a long time ago, man. So, and that's what the national rhetoric is right now. Okay, they went 13-4. Yes, they had a great year. Yes, the quarterback turned it around. Yes, they look good. They're formidable. Yada, yada, yada. They change all that. But let's see them do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How do we know it's not a one-hit wonder?
Right.
We've seen this before. They've been good before, and then the next year they crumble for whatever reason.
Yeah,
I don't think they will. We don't think they will. But outside there, that's what they're probably thinking because that's what we've done in the past.
Yeah. For Del Rio, it was 2 years out of 3 that they went to the playoffs.
Yeah.
But they haven't. The Jaguars haven't been back-to-back since
the
1988.
90s.
I mean, 88, 1990.
88, 98 to 99,
Yeah, another yellow card is happening here at the World Cup. This one is going to be booked too. Watching the foul happen here, I'm going to guess that is going to be a foul called on Argentina. Yeah. So
that didn't look like
they're coming out now. They let them go for a while. Now they're coming out.
They didn't, but like I said, once Messi got hit,
that's right.
The cards came out. All right, one segment to go here on Helmets and Heels, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, Tommy Mack here for Duval Glass and Mirror. You don't have to remodel your entire home to make a big impression. Sometimes all it takes is a beautiful frameless shower, a custom-cut mirror, or just replacing that fog, cracked, or outdated glass that's been bothering you for years. Jacksonville homeowners trust Duval Glass and Mirror for expert craftsmanship, honest service, and flawless results. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote today. Only one name for glass and mirror around here, and it's Duval.
Good people drink good beer, and great people drink Mocama, a refined craft brewery out of Fernandina Beach, Florida. Mocama Beer Company brings sophisticated flagship beers, including Cosmico IPA and Dune Garden Lager, to the greater Jacksonville area. Whether you're hitting the water with friends or enjoying a backyard barbecue, Mocama has the perfect pair for your summer activities. Look for us wherever great beers are sold and find your Mocama.
Looking for an exciting, fun-filled evening the whole group can enjoy? Discover the thrill of indoor football. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and full of family fun. Get out of the heat and into the arena and enjoy Hawaiian night with the Sharks as they battle the Iowa Barnstormers. Saturday, July 18th. Kickoff at 7 and tickets start at just $15. Grab your flip-flops and favorite Hawaiian shirt and check out the amazing fire dancers at halftime. Bringing the whole crew? Try family packs. Get 4 tickets and $50 in food or merchandise vouchers, all for only $100. Go on the field after the game for the free autograph session sponsored by Flight Adventure Park. Get tickets or find out more at jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. 904-621-0700. Sharks football, where memories are made. Go Sharks!
PGA Tour star Ricky Fowler.
If you want to be the best, you have to practice with the best. That's why I had Southwest Greens install and maintain my putting green, and my synthetic lawn, and my chipping area, and my practice bunker area, and my bocce ball court, and our pole vaulting area.
Southwest Greens is the world's premier manufacturer and installer of putting greens, synthetic grass, chipping areas, practice bunkers, and just about anything else you want to do in your yard.
It's Southwest Greens.
Log on to southwestgreensofjacksonville.com to see what they can do to your backyard.
I'm Alan Tyre with Trust Line Mortgage. My business partners Bill Pappas and Ken Rimley want to thank all the top real estate agents and builders who refer us business every day. Thinking about buying or building a new home? At Trust Line Mortgage, we're here to make the mortgage process simple, clear, and stress-free. That's why First Coast residents have trusted us for more than 37 years. Since 1989, Trust Line Mortgage has been your local mortgage company dedicated to personal service. Real people, real conversations, and real solutions. Whether you're looking for a conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loan, Trustline Mortgage brings over 4 decades of experience to help you. And did I mention we offer the most competitive jumbo rates in Florida? If you're ready to buy, build, refinance, or simply explore your options, call Trustline Mortgage today at 904-381-LOAN or visit our website at trustlinemortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Trustline Mortgage, NMLS 331480. Alan Tyre, NMLS 246490. Bill Pappas, NMLS 218443. Ken Remley, NMLS 246445.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Still scoreless. And by the way, I feel like the ref just wants to get to halftime straight away. Only 3 minutes of extra time. 3 minutes is the stoppage time. That's the exact amount of time for the hydration break.
Yep.
Normally, that's why you're seeing in this World Cup more like 4+ minutes of that stoppage time, but only 3 minutes. So I feel like the refs like, we need to regroup.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a half, but it
And
looks like it will
visit
be
each team at halftime.
exactly.
Maybe.
Yeah, looks like it will be scoreless most likely at the half. But like I said, we'll certainly.
And if you're not look, we love physicality, but they're like not just during the play. I mean, they're
away
jacking
from the
each
ball.
other up. Like
This is not how the sport was intended to be played. I will say that with the amount of slide tackles that we've seen, the guys, just basically like hitting other guys, not physically with their hands or punching, but certainly with their bodies. So it's going to be a very interesting second half, to say the least. I saw this story and just wanted to mention it. Shout out to Hilton Grand Vacations. That's the name of the company that had to fire their employee who sent a racist message to Aces guard, Las Vegas Aces, so WNBA guard, Chelsea Gray on social media. Yeah, he sent her, and obviously with social media, you idiot, because everyone can see what you posted. So I'm proud, though, of Hilton Grand Vacations who saw that and fired the employee straight away.
Get that out of here.
Yeah.
I agree. Just get rid of them. There's no apology that's acceptable. Just beat it.
And he posted the
dummy.
The guy, he posted a screenshot of the message that he sent to her on Instagram.
Oh my goodness.
So he doubled down on his own racial slur. And so therefore, like I said, I'm proud of the company for cutting ties with this player.
Yeah.
Or this player.
This person. Like, also maybe stay off social media if you can't control it in any way. I just don't understand.
No, I totally agree with you. If you what are the old saying, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Well, definitely don't do it on social media.
Yeah.
Especially if you
and for the record, she doesn't give two craps what you think.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're a nobody to her. She don't know you.
Yeah.
Why would you go after somebody you don't even know? Like,
makes no sense to me.
You should get. I'm glad what they did. You gotta cut that out.
Another text from the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Jacksonville is the 41st TV market, 41st in the country.
Ooh,
so that's why it's
small.
defined as a small market. And I knew, TV wise, it was.
But it's out of like 210, by the way.
Yeah, right.
They're 41 out of 210.
Yeah.
So it did go to half, but
and it was 44. Sorry, like
no, you're good.
2 years ago. So they've
we're moving on up.
You kind of see that correlation of the amount of people. They've talked about the amount of people that's moved here since 2020, 2021 has increased a ton in that period of time. And you've seen the market size grow during that time too.
Yeah, sure.
And of course, moving on up. Everybody knows that. But yeah, the game went to halftime, and then their players were still having words with each other, even though it went to half. So
it's a feisty one.
It really is.
That looks great.
If you can get to a television for the second half, if you're not,
you won't be disappointed. That's for sure.
My friends texted me earlier, and they were like, "Hey, we're all going to Bricks to watch the game at 3." And I'm like, "Do you guys have jobs? Like, does anybody work?"
It's called working remotely, Taylor.
Yeah, right.
I would have loved for our show to be on location
today.
For this game today, but unfortunately the United States wasn't in it. So I think that's what prevented that from happening.
Right.
I wanted to circle back, if I can, real quick about the offensive line talk that we were mentioning, because it made me think of something when we're talking about the competition last year compared to this year. And I do think that when it comes to the investment of the young guys that they've gotten on the offensive line between the last year's draft and obviously with Pregnon this year, you would expect the competition to be a little bit at a higher level, because I do think that a lot of times the coaches and regimes like these young guys to come in and be like, hey, we can develop this guy, and this can be, you have 4 years of a rookie deal, sometimes a 5th year option with this, and then that offensive lineman, the young guys get to all grow together with that quarterback. So I think you see it a lot around the league when you hit those offensive linemen, and some of them, Detroit being one of the good examples of being able to draft really well on the offensive line, obviously having one of the best in the league with Penei Sewell. But when you go back to the Bucs, for example, when Liam Cohen was there, and we talk about Hainsey was benched for Graham Barton. Graham Barton was drafted that season. And so it was, to me, that kind of shows Liam Cohen won't hesitate in that sense of, like, obviously putting the better player out there, but also wanting some of those young guys that he feels like fit his scheme better, and not saying that all of a sudden he's going to shoo Hainsey away in that sense. He brought him here for a reason from Tampa. But I do think that that's going to be one of the more intriguing things to watch when it comes with the young offensive linemen, because what you saw him do at previous stops. And I think that it will be exciting. And I do think, like I said, it will be fun if they are really, truly pushing that right guard. Like, if we're talking about 2-3 weeks into camp, and it's like, man, we don't know who's going to be starting right guard because they're all kind of even level competition playing well. I think that's fun, and it's almost what you want to see out of this camp.
Yeah, and we haven't been able to evaluate much to this point, obviously, because they haven't been in pads, and so that's going to be, I think, the exciting part. 19 fouls committed between England and Argentina in the first half.
19 already.
19 fouls. I mean, it felt like that as we watched it, but like I said, with only the 3 minutes of stoppage time, one person from the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, not trying to be a hater, but the fact that you don't know exactly how much time left is the dumbest thing ever.
I don't like it either. It confuses me.
I certainly understand that. What I told the texter is you can't ask the ref. Like if you're out on the pitch, you can ask the
Oh, you can?
Yeah, you can ask the ref how much time is left, and they'll tell you.
Right.
So especially if you're trying to get a goal late. All right, let's say hello to the Frangie Show.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
I don't know what's happening over
there. That's our secret handshake.
We're playing patty cake over here.
I love it. Yeah. I mean,
when we're not breaking down horror films, we play patty cake.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense. I never thought I'd bring diapers to work, but I did that today.
Nice.
So,
Very nice.
You always get to do fun stuff. Hayes, we were talking obviously about the World Cup the first half. 19 fouls committed between Argentina and England just in the first half.
Wow.
So it has been insanely chippy. I don't know if you've gotten
And they
to watch.
knew that it was going to be
Yes, there's
probably
bad blood.
incredibly
Yes.
intense.
Yes. For the fans alone, I told them earlier, 1,600 police officers outside of the game in Atlanta.
How
and
many
Mercedes-Benz.
yellow reds in that 19?
I think only 2
They just
yellows.
started throwing them.
yellows.
They let them go for a while.
Yeah.
They just started throwing them.
But it's
Good.
it's going to be a really fun second half
Yeah.
for you guys.
Can't wait. Looking forward to it. We'll certainly keep everybody updated on the second half.
I love when you guys do soccer play-by-play.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing better. I mean, it brings out the passion. But it should be fun to see how this wraps up. And JJ obviously will give us all of his expert insight into this. And, once we know who's advancing, how they match up against Spain. So that'll be a lot of fun. Brett Hastings will join us for Sports and Courts. We're going to talk Denzel Aberdeen and what that might look like if he doesn't get his waiver approved by the NCAA. And we'll do our Loser Monday picks for the British Open.
All right.
Excellent. Who most recently lost?
JJ lost the U.S. Open.
U.S. Open.
So,
okay. And you had
yes.
lost the NBA Finals prior to that.
Correct.
Okay.
So JJ is going first. He already told us his pick in case he wasn't here.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
idea.
but it should be a lot of fun.
Not because he's a slacker, y'all, because his wife's having a baby.
Yeah.
All right, sounds
All right,
good.
thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
Hayes. All right, so if you're Spain, I wonder at this point who you'd rather play, England or Argentina. There's a valid argument really to make for both, I feel like.
Yeah, get ready for a physical matchup. I
It
think
is.
the final's going to be that way too. But this second half should be a lot of fun, man.
Right.
Even
And
if you're not
Spain's-
into it, you should be into this.
Yeah, Spain's really good defensively, so that's the other thing to watch for sure. All right, that'll do it for us today. For Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you tomorrow, but don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show is next.
One of these days, these boots are